Hey, JMC 6000 here in the JMC garage with the 2025 Ford Explorer, and what I wanted to do in this video is explain drive modes. So the Explorer, most Explorers are going to have 6 different drive modes. This is an all-wheel drive or a 4-wheel drive model, so it actually has 6 different drive modes, and what I wanted to do is kind of go through each of the drive modes. And I've been living with this thing for almost a month now, so I wanted to kind of explain how the drive modes work, each and every one, and kind of the benefits and maybe the drawbacks of each and every drive mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to power it on. It's not fully powered on. Don't need to do that. Don't need to worry about that. We're in accessory mode right now. Got some air going here. All right, so right now we're in accessory mode, but I can still access the drive mode. So when you initially start up the Explorer, or pretty much any Ford vehicle that's in the modern day, it's initially going to default to normal. That is going to be the initial drive mode, is going to be normal. So from there, normal kind of gives you a nice balance of good acceleration, and some decent shift points and whatnot. It's a nice everyday drive mode, and it really helps to give you power when you need it, but if you need it to be gentle, it can be. It's a nice, good, balanced drive mode. Usually when I do my cruise control or on the highway or even around town, most of the time I'm in normal. Now, the only reason why I would change it from normal is the next drive mode. If you go over with the drive mode selector, we have Eco. Now, in Eco, the screen gives you a brief demonstration of what Eco is, and it has a little leaf at the bottom, but the screen itself doesn't change, okay? The screen kind of stays the same to where you had it set up. So right now we're in Eco. Now, Eco really dulls the sensitivity of the throttle, really makes the shift points very soft, very light, and quickly goes through the gears. If I'm in traffic, whether it be in town or I'm in traffic on the highway, I will put it in Eco, so this way it actually it doesn't accelerate just as fast when you're trying to keep up with, or not keep up with traffic, but if you're in, like, especially in stop and go, it doesn't really have a jerking motion when you're in Eco mode versus if you're just trying to use maybe the adaptive cruise in normal. I'll put in Eco to make sure it'll not shift as often, be very light and easy with the throttle and all those things. So that's why I would run Eco mode. Now, does Eco mode really benefit when you're traveling at a steady speed on the highway? No, it does not. I will say it doesn't matter if you're in Eco or you're in normal. You're going to pretty much get the same gas mileage either way. There's not really a big benefit going into Eco mode with a steady speed out on the highway. So that's one of the things. Now, the other modes that we have as we're going through this, next mode is going to be Sport mode. Now, you may be like, how or when would you use Sport mode? Now, Sport mode for me, a couple things it does. Not only does it sharpen the throttle, not only does it make the shift points more aggressive, but one of the nice things I've learned about Sport mode is when I go to Montana, I have to go over 2 mountain passes. One is not that big. The other one is that it's quite a bit of a pass. It's called Lookout Pass. And what I'll do for Sport mode is coming down off the pass, I will actually put it in Sport mode with the adaptive cruise on, and that will actually induce engine braking. So this way, as I'm going down off the pass, it's not relying so much on the physical brakes, but actually brings on some engine braking. It will actually shift down a few gears and will actually do it automatically all by its own. And then once it levels out, then I'll put it back in normal. So that's one of the benefits of Sport mode. Also, if you feel like you want to get a little bit more aggressive, sometimes I'll put in Sport mode when going on the on-ramp onto the highway, and it really gets aggressive, gets up to speed very quickly, bangs off the shifts very quickly. So Sport mode is kind of a nice mode to get into, and plus it enhances the sound, the augmented sound through the speaker system of the engine itself. So that's another thing that Sport mode does. Last mode next to Sport mode I want to show you is tow haul mode. Now, this mode you want to use if you're towing, if you're hauling. This vehicle can tow up to 5,000 pounds. If I was towing anything in this vehicle, I would put it in tow haul mode. The tow haul mode is really beneficial. Again, if you're towing or hauling anything heavy, it really helps to kind of help the vehicle stay in those proper shift points. It really makes the engine a little bit more eager, has a turbo just readily available. So that's what tow haul mode does. It's a decent mode. I don't use it that often unless I'm going to tow. Then I would put it in tow haul mode. I love that the Explorer has a tow haul mode. So let's go over the other way, go from back to normal. Then we have two more modes. We have slippery. Now slippery modes, what that does is it helps to, hold on, I need to cancel this. Okay, slippery mode, what that does, it helps to really engage the four-wheel drive system or the all-wheel drive system. This does use a center differential, and inside the center differential, there is a little electric motor that when you put it in slippery mode, it will actually engage the front differential and the front wheels more of a 50-50 split versus when you're in, let's say, normal mode or any of the other modes, it's more of like a 70-30 or a 70 or an 80-20. I forget what the exact round is. Somebody maybe correct me in the comments, but I think default for the Explorer is like a 70-30. When you put it in slippery mode or off-road mode, it's more of a 50-50 split. The motor will engage in the all-wheel drive system in the center diff and will really help to distribute that power evenly between the rear and the front. This is a rear-wheel drive bias vehicle, but when you put it in slippery mode, it helps to distribute that power a little bit more evenly. It also dulls the throttle a little bit, and it also helps to really kind of hone in on getting the maximum traction and really helps to make more sensitive to braking and everything else. All right, last mode I want to do is the off-road mode. Now the off-road mode is like slippery mode, but it really, in off-road mode, it takes the traction control off. I believe it takes stability control off, along with engaging this center diff. And really what that does, it gets you maximum wheel spin for all the wheels. It really helps to, it's kind of like a sport mode, but for off-road. And it really helps to get you maximum power for all four wheels. And it really helps to hone that in for the off-road mode. Now, I've only used a couple of these modes. I can't wait to use slippery mode and maybe off-road mode in the winter. I would love to take this thing off-road, but for right now, we're going to put it back in normal. I'm going to fire this thing up because it's really hot in here. But, and it's like 96 degrees outside and 96 in the JMC garage. So we're going to get the air conditioner going. But what you hear right now is the exhaust that I have on the Explorer. Right now it's running at a little bit of an elevated 1900 RPMs or 1000 RPMs because I just started it up. But anyway, those are the modes, the 6 drive modes in the Explorer. What I love about this Explorer, at least this newer generation, the 2025 refresh, is the drive mode selector is right here, and it's so easy to get to it. I mean, it's amazing how you can just one click and you can figure out what drive mode you're in. Another click will change it, another click will change it, another click will change it. It's just so nice and easy. One of the things I disliked about the drive mode selector in the Maverick was it was a push button and you had to constantly press the button in order to get to the right mode you wanted to be in. This thing is just so nice and so simple and so easy to get to the different modes. And I love how simplified this center console is. I mean, from the same kind of like the same shifter that was in the Maverick is in here. There's like a backlit glow on here, the parking brake, and then the drive mode. It's just really nice and simple to get to the different modes. Now you may be like, and we'll close with this, you may be like, how do I change what's in my center display? Because in most vehicles, like on my Maverick and in other Ford vehicles, when you change the drive modes, it changes what the center display looks like. Well, that is easy. Let me just show you. If you go into Carve, go into Settings, and then you have your different vehicle settings, you can go into Display. As you go into Display, you can change your theme. This will change the gauge cluster theme. Right now I have it in green. There's also copper. Show you what copper looks like there. And then there's also blue. Blue is the traditional Ford blue that most of the screens kind of go into. That's what it looks like. Frankly, I think the blue is kind of plain for me, so that's why I like running in green. And I think the green looks really cool. So anyway, that's how you change the different themes in the background for the Ford, or for the Gauge cluster display. All right, if you guys have any questions or comments, maybe if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I upload every single Wednesday morning and every single Saturday afternoon with the JMC Garage Talk video. Let me know if you want to see more videos. I got more videos coming of the Ford Explorer. You guys be blessed, and we will catch you on the next one.